Hi, I'm Lara Waldman, author of Money Manifestation Mastery, and today we're going to speak about money and power. When I was first guided to work consciously with money, welcoming in large amounts of money in alignment with the heart, body, and soul, one of my big money blocks, one of my objections to welcoming more wealth into my life was that I didn't want to misuse my power. I had seen examples of hurt and harm when it came to money, misusing power essentially, and I didn't want anything to do with that. So my non-negotiable was that if I was going to work with large amounts of money and welcome in money and work consciously with money, it had to be done in a way that was aligned, in a way that was life-giving, in a way that was contributing to humanity rather than taking. So this was my non-negotiable. And I didn't even know it was possible. I didn't even know that it was possible to work with money in a conscious way, in a clean way. And I've been on a journey of figuring out what that looks like over many years now. So one of the things I've been obsessed about is essentially how to not misuse your power when it comes to money. How can you work with power really consciously, really mindfully, without hurting or harming others, whether that be consciously or unconsciously? So this has been my question that I've been deep diving with over many years, and I've got some beautiful things to share with you. So how I see power is like fire. Fire can kill. Fire can devastate. Fire can destroy. But equally, when fire is held and worked with consciously and mindfully, fire cooks your food, heats your home, is something beautiful to look at with looking at a candle or sitting around a fire, for example. Fire is not good or bad, but it's how it's managed. The fire that devastates is the fire that gets out of control and is not held. And the fire that is life-giving and supported is a fire that's held and managed. So I see the same with money, the same with any kind of power. Power that's not held can devastate, hurt, and harm. Money that's not being worked with consciously or mindfully can also hurt and harm. But when it's held, it can be the most life-giving, extraordinary, beautiful thing. It's not good or bad, it's how you work with it. And so what I call business owners into, entrepreneurs, leaders, professionals into, is how to work with money really consciously, how to work with power really consciously, and how to hold it. So you're leading that money, right? You're in leadership of that money, you're in leadership of that power. And when we are in leadership, which I like to call heart-aligned leadership, soul-aligned leadership, body-aligned leadership, earth-aligned leadership, right? We are working with money, we're working with power in a way that's integrated, then we are cooking up a gorgeous feast that is here to truly give life to life. Rather, it's life-giving, it's contributing, it's building a beautiful fire. Rather than when we're working with money or working with power, business, in whatever area, when it's unheld, this is when we create a lot of problems. And now that's usually, for the most part, unconscious. But absolutely, there's people that very consciously misuse their power and very consciously misuse their money. But you don't have to be that person. Just because someone else is misusing their power, or just because someone else is misusing their financial power, doesn't mean that has to be you. It's a choice. So you get to get into the driver's seat of how you work with that money, how you work with that power. And we do that by starting with you. Stepping into the driver's seat, getting into the saddle and taking the reins. So this is what is required for working with money and working with power really consciously, that you start to understand what is running you. You at the center of your business, you at the center of your finances, you at the center of your life, activating your power and working with it very consciously. Now, in order to do that, you need to do some very deep diving within yourself. This means going into the shadows of yourself, the unconscious, understanding what is running you, understanding what is fueling you. That means sitting with pain. That means working through trauma. That means understanding where you have created separation within yourself. And so money manifestation mastery work, and the way that I facilitate it, is really about doing very deep, brave work inside so that you can be a better leader, that you can work consciously and mindfully with money. You can work consciously and mindfully with business with as much heart and integrity as you possibly can. You have to start within. Our ego and that separation between yourself and life keeps us chasing the tail, going for the carrot, right? Trying to get something that is outside of yourself. And with money manifestation mastery, conscious wealth creation, working with money and power really consciously and mindfully, it's understanding that that journey starts within, and it starts with you. And it means doing work on yourself, right? It means going in and being brave and being courageous. And that also means being with vulnerability and being with sensitivity. So in my question of how do you not misuse your power with money? How do we work with money in a powerful way that's life-giving rather than suffocating life? We start within. You start by transforming the wounds of separation within. That's not comfortable. And tapping into the sensitivity and vulnerability that lies within each and every one of us. Everyone's walking around pretending, right? Pretending that they're fine, pretending that they're okay, building up external success. Right? If I get that money, if I grow that business, if I have this or that or the other, this external, the external world that's not mirrored inside, that's where we create problems. When we find the inner wealth, right, to understand that what you're really looking for, right, lies within you fundamentally, starts within, then you can start creating without from a different place. You're not creating to get something from a place of lack, from a place of scarcity, from a place of not enough. You're creating from a place of wholeness and integration and deep connection with yourself at the center point, because you are the source. That power lies within you. And if you're not working with it consciously or mindfully, you're going to be unconsciously creating hurt and harm, not only to your life, but to the lives of others. Now, this is a journey. This is a process. This has been something I've been working with over many years, but we have to start now and do that inner work. So to work with money, to work with power consciously and mindfully also means working with sensitivity, also means working with vulnerability. It means going within and do your inner work, transforming, releasing those wounds of separation that keep you separate, your inner world and your outer world, right? When our inner world is not held, when that shadow, when that trauma, when that pain is not held, we do all sorts of unconscious hurt and harm. Generally speaking, to yourself, through sabotage, through self-destructive behavior, but also to others. For the most part, not consciously, you don't mean to, oh, I didn't mean to do that, right? But unconsciously. Yes, there's some people who very much consciously, mindfully go around hurting and harming others, but it's often coming from this really deep, dark, unheld aspect that lies within each and every human being. So your job, if you're going to work with money in power consciously and mindfully, is to go in and do your inner work and transform that shadow within. Thank you for joining me for today's conversation, Money and Power. This deep, juicy, rich conversation. I would love to hear what has come up for you in today's conversation. If you enjoyed today's video, please like it. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to this channel for my weekly masterclasses, trainings, meditations, and talks, all about money, baby. Come and join us. And I have a beautiful upcoming retreat, a free online wealth retreat for business owners, entrepreneurs, investors, and professionals who truly want to wake up their power and work consciously and mindfully with money and create a beautiful, wealthy life for yourself that also contributes to the lives of others. Come and join us for this beautiful 5 days of transformation, transforming your relationship with money, your relationship with power, your relationship with your purpose, and stepping into your next level of heart, body, soul aligned wealth and leadership. It would be an absolute joy to have you with us. And if you want to dive a little bit deeper and you'd like some extra support, there's also an opportunity to apply for a one-to-one money mastery breakthrough session with me. Please go to the link below to see how to apply. Make sure to answer all the questions. And I look forward to diving deeper with you very soon.